All right, class. So this is just me, Mr. Lee. We're going to be going over one more example. Okay. We're going to have 3 more examples, but we're only going to be able to go over one in this particular video. So once the camera gets going, I'm going to go ahead and start. So where we left off with the last video, actually, let me extend the screen here and get the size going here. Fill that screen. Okay. Let me try to zoom in. So we're going to talk about tangents again. So to kind of start where we left off, we're going to use tangents to find missing values. And then we're going to have a circle with a line that looks tangent. Okay, so that's J to H. Let's say J to H. Let's zoom in really quick. That's J to H. We think that's tangent to the line. So that means from the center, the radius, hopefully this makes a 90-degree angle. And let's say that this point that this line intersects is at point K, the center is at G, and let's give these a few different line lengths. The length of this line is X long, as is this, because they're both kind of radiuses, if you can kind of tell. Then the length of J to H is 12, and then the length from K to H is 8. So what we want to do is prove that this is 90 degrees. We don't know if that's 90 degrees, but how we can make that, because the whole point of the theorem is if this is 90 degrees to the line that is tangent to the circle, you have successfully proven that this line is indeed tangent to the circle. Okay, so if this is tangent, it makes a 90-degree angle with the radius. Okay, so the only way we can prove that is if we can prove this is a 90-degree angle. This is really tough though, because we find there's x here and there's x here. So we just have to know the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. In this case, a squared could be g to j plus jh squared is equal to c squared, which is g to h. The problem is j to h is 12 squared. That's not the problem, but g to j is x squared. Here's the problem. K is x, and k to h is 8. X plus 8 is the whole thing of gh. X plus 8. This looks really scary. But just do the math straightforward, and it'll actually work out pretty nice. So 12 squared is 144 plus x squared. So that's 144 plus x squared. And then on the other side, if you think about it, it's just this. 8x plus 8 times x plus 8. You can do FOIL, or you can just do this where the first number in the binomial has to distribute to these two numbers. And that would be x squared. X times x is x squared. X times 8 is 8x. Plus this number has to distribute to both the numbers in the other guy. That's 8 times x. Sorry, so yeah, that's 8 times x. And I do apologize. I think I made a mistake. X times x is x squared. X times 8 is 8x. X times 8 times x is x, 8x, sorry. And 8 times 8 is 64. So let's rewrite everything that we have so far. We have 144 plus x squared is equal to this. If I simplify this as 144 plus x squared is equal to x squared plus 8x plus 8x is 16x plus 64. What we're going to do is we're going to try to get all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. Look at this. Let's subtract x squared from one side. If you try doing it to both sides, they're both gone, which is good. We don't want that. That makes everything really scary. We just want everything maybe in x. That's kind of nice. So 16x plus 64. We want to leave everything, all the variables in terms of just one variable to solve for, not x squared. So 16x is really nice. The other side is 144. We subtract 64 from both sides. I believe that should be 80 if I did my math. 80 is equal to 16x. We're getting closer. We divide both sides by 16. X is going to be equal to, that looks like 5. But that's not necessarily the right answer. I just solved for x. Now let's see if this will make this triangle a right triangle. So if x is 5, let's say, is 5 squared plus 12 squared equal to x plus 8, which is, so this should be x plus 8, which is 5 plus 8 squared. Would this be true? Well, if you did the math, it's 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. In case you didn't know, this is a special right triangle. 5, 12, and 13. Those side lengths are a right triangle's side lengths. 5, 12, and 13. Sort of like the 3, 4, 5 triangle. Remember that? 3, 4, 5. If you have 3, 3, and 4, then you know the other side is 5. Same with this one. This is the 5, 12, 13. 5, 12, 13 triangle. If one side's 5, the other side's 12, then you know the other side should be 13 and makes a perfect right triangle. But if you don't believe me, and you don't want to do it that way, you can still do it with math. That's 25 plus 144 is equal to 13 squared, which is 169. 169 on both sides. That checks out. That makes this triangle, right triangle, and then this makes this angle 90 degrees, and then it definitely makes JH is tangent to the circle. Circle G, because the center of the circle is G. All right, guys, that's it for this example. I have about 2 more examples I'm going to go through, but I'll make a video for that later. So you guys take care. Bye.